What's good, it's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the Boxing Clinic and Dig. Shout out to the LDBC one time for the one time, spitting that real boxing ish. And we talking today about what's at stake for Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. What could be lost and cannot be refound probably in their careers at this point. More than belts, more than the money, more than the rep, It's real boxing shit right here. It's all-time great Hall of Fame status on the line here. For both. It's redemption on the line. Solidification on the line. That's a word. And start off with Golovkin, man. A lot of people, they don't know shit about boxing. They don't. They telling you that Golovkin, most people will tell you that Golovkin is a Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer right now, an all-time great. No. They try to hype up all his opponents. But everybody he's beaten, since he came to America, has already had a loss besides a welterweight and Kell Brook. A guy tried to tell me on my page, subscribe, he beat David Lemieux. David Lemieux got knocked out 2 times before he even fought Golovkin, by Marco Antonio Rubio and by somebody else. He already got beat. Martin Murray had already been beat, even though I think that's one of his better wins. Danny Jacobs had already been knocked out. So he's not doing nothing out of the ordinary. There's no flash in the pan on his resume. There's no one fight that stands out or say, he beat him. There's no, Floyd beat Canelo, or Floyd beat, Diego Corrales when he was an underdog. There's nothing like that on his resume. There's no Pacquiao, he beat Morales. Or Pacquiao, he beat Cotto. Ward, he beat Fries. Ward, he beat Kessler when he was an underdog. Ward, he beat Kovalev. There's no marquee wins on his resume. Now, people might argue and be like, there's none on Terrence Crawford's resume either. But Terrence Crawford is, 7 years younger than Golovkin. Golovkin is 35 years old. And you don't have one solid, one great marquee fight on your resume. So this fight for Golovkin is solidification. If that's a word. To solidify that he's the real deal. All his fights have been on a mid to lower level stage. This is his first time in the big lights. This is his first mega super showdown. And if he fails to perform, if he fails to win, then everybody's gonna say he was a fraud. That all the naysayers that didn't believe in him. And if he wins, beat the shit out of Canelo, you can't take shit away from him. You must give this man his credit. I think he punched his ticket 100% to the Hall of Fame. I think he punched his ticket as a potential all-time great. Definitely an all-time great middleweight. Then he goes out there and he becomes undisputed lineal champion, by beating whoever holds the WBO belt at the time. Can't take it away from him. He can retire him. He can retire after that. Retire the Canelo fight. All-time great middleweight. Never say nothing bad about him again. But this is his time to shine. This is his time to show people that he's legit. People look at the belts. He got all the belts. Who did you beat for them? There's so many belts out here. The middleweight division has been lackluster since Sergio Martinez was fighting at it. Real shit, it has. Sergio Martinez had to fight any and everybody just to stay active. And Golovkin had to go through the same thing. It's not a lot of talent there. Now I was starting to come a talent, especially when you get some of those 154 pounders moving up. And that's just the fact of the reality for Golovkin. This is to solidify a legacy. To lick the envelope and almost press that motherfucker down permanently. And then he almost there, He dog walks Canelo. You can't tell him shit. He don't have to really do shit after that. He could retire. He proved his point. He beat another elite level fighter in this era. I'm not saying that Canelo will be elite in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, but he's elite for this era. And for Canelo Alvarez, what this means is kind of redemption, for laying the egg versus Floyd Mayweather. Showing people that he can get over the hump. Most people think he laid the egg versus Erislandy Lara, and he's showing people that, he can win on this level. Most people thought he laid the egg versus Austin Trout. This is to show people that he has improved since the Mayweather fight. He has improved versus the Lara fight. And that's what it means. It's solidification, showing people that he can win on a high level. Showing that he was too young versus Mayweather. Showing that Lara, he really did beat Lara. And beating Golovkin would solidify, for him, that he's the rightful torch bearer for Mexico. You know, I think him beating Golovkin, where Golovkin going around saying I love Mexican style, I'm real Mexican style fighter. He go out there and beat him, man, make the country proud. I think the country's already his, but I think he's entrenched as a Mexican all-time great. He beats a guy whose knockout ratio is higher than Snoop Dogg on 420. A guy that people say he was scared of, a guy that said people he didn't want to fight because he dropped his belt. He goes out there and proves the naysayers wrong. You can't hate on Canelo after this. Even though people, where there's a will, there's a way, can't hate on him. Can't hate on him. He go out there and dog walks Golovkin, can't hate on him. And what else does it does for Canelo Alvarez is it makes him the overall ruler of the middleweight division. Period. Even if he ain't getting all the belts, he ain't fighting for all the belts. It makes him the ruler. If you want to come fight Canelo, Jamel Charlo, Danny Jacobs, David Lemieux, Miguel Cotto rematch, you got to bow down to Canelo. There's no more A, B side to this if Canelo wins. For Canelo, it's an A and you C. You see your way to whatever I want to give you. And that's what it is. He trying to reach that Mayweather level, that Pacquiao level. And if he can win versus Golovkin with no asterisk by it, legit victory, especially by knockout, it's an AC level to him now. Motherfuckers from the super middleweight want to fight. Oh, you meet your same catchweight Chavez Jr. met me at. Nah, motherfucker, it's AC level. You meet me where I want you to meet me at. I'm getting A money, A plus money. You getting C money, and you see what I give you, and that's what it's gonna be for Canelo. It's taking him to the next superstar level, to elite star status, and that's what he wants. And this win means two totally different things for both of these guys. And see how it plays out. We gone.